Welcome back to ABC4 News Midday. We are at weather school at Diamond Ridge Elementary, right? I was wondering if anybody was going to fill in the gap for me just for a minute, but nobody wanted to jump on board. That's fine, because you're all great listeners, and you've been really good skills in the way of awful proper technique and proper listening skills today. So you weren't talking, which was really, really nice today, too. But we got to discuss a little bit about what you have been studying already. Have you studied a little bit of what we just went over? Yeah? Okay. So, what are those things that we just went over? Who can tell me? What's your name?
Lisa.
Lisa, I love that. You're one of those names from one of my favorite movies, you know, right? Okay, what did we just talk about?
Warm fronts and cold fronts.
Nice. And what was the last one we covered?
The stationary.
The stationary front. We just did this like right before we came to you. But who can tell me then, great answers, those fronts tell us such great information because they actually tell us what's coming our way. So what happens behind a cold front? Let's see. I'm going to have you come over to me. Can you do that real quick? What's your name?
Michelle.
Michelle, what's behind a cold front?
Behind a cold front is cold wind, like...
Cold wind and air. Yeah, that wind's going to pick up and have. Thank you so much. So on the other end of that is we've got other fronts that bring in a completely opposite type of air. What's your name? Do you want to come over here instead of me having to travel with my little cord here? You want to come on up real quick? What's your name?
Afton.
Afton, that's right. Now, what's the other front we're talking about that brings in the opposite of a cold front and cold air?
A warm front.
That brings in...
warm air.
That is exactly right. Now, the other part of this, we didn't quite cover it, but that stationary front, we call it a stationary front because it's not what? This is great. I saw your hand go up first down here, and I can't actually get to you. What's your name?
Lillian.
Lillian. So we call it stationary front because that front is not doing what?
Bringing warm or cold air.
So it's staying in
place.
It's staying in place. That's why we call it stationary front. So it's just there. But on either side of it might be cold air and then warm air. So well done. And if we talk yet again, on that front that we're looking at right now, you can't see it. But on the top end of that front would be colder air because those wind barbs are facing downwards. The cold air is behind it, and the warm air is underneath it, if you will. So anyway, great listening skills out there today. We're going to do a little weather, and then we're going to have to wrap it up here from Diamond Ridge. But what do you think we're set for to come tomorrow? Do you have this ready to go? Yes. Which is what? Your snow gear. We might have that tomorrow, so let's go ahead and get to it. I'll look outside. This is our JD Byrider downtown cam. And if you didn't catch it, I was able to show the crew, but I tweeted out here a little bit ago a shot from that downtown camera of the fog this morning. And what a rare event we had here in Salt Lake. Dense fog advisories. I hope it didn't make you late to where you are right now. Right now, Doppler radar is showing in northern Utah. Do we have much precipitation? We don't have much. It's southern Utah. We've already found a bit of rain this morning and even some mountain snow. Brian Head has found some of that mountain snow as well. Finally, they will be getting snow because Brighton, Snowbird, Alta, Park City, and even Snow Basin have gotten a lot of what so far? Snow. And Brian Head, do you know where Brian Head Ski Resort's located? Yeah. It's just outside of Cedar City in southern Utah, and they are looking to get some snow as well. So there's a look at current temperatures. It's been chilly. It's 30s. We might only be to around 40. And the biggest part of this forecast is winter weather advisories for the mountains. In effect, right now through tomorrow night, we could see anywhere from a half a foot to 1.5 feet under the advised areas because that big storm that's off the California coast has brought in all that moisture here and a little bit of warmth to try to nudge in today. And with the previous rain, and without a lack of breeze, and it was cold enough, we developed that cloud right over us today. That was the fog. So here we go with the futurecast forecast. You should develop with rain. Did you bring your rain gear today? Did you have a raincoat? No. Do you have an umbrella? No, you did, because we were watching Good Morning Utah this morning because we knew rain was going to come in, right, when we're going home from school. And it will be. In fact, when you try to get around tonight, it's going to be raining then as well. And it's going to be snowing mainly over 6,000 feet. We look for rain mainly in the valleys and snow to continue, which is why the advisory is going on. And we could be dealing with quite a bit of snow. And even tomorrow for cold enough air that works in even here in the West Valley, cold enough air that changes that rain to snow even here in West Valley and the south end of the valley. I would not be surprised if we could find a couple inches of snow by tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening. It looks fine in the morning with more rain and wet roads, but it could be snowier throughout the day. Even southern Utah gets into the rain and snow. St. George, you've got a rainy day today. Cedar City, a rainy day today, and could have a chance tomorrow, but that's going to be mountain snow as well. So St. George today in the 7-day forecast, rain, cold, 50 only for the high. To the weekend, they could get as cold as highs to 40 and maybe a few flakes. And then on Saturday, for us, we're also watching for some big-time cold. So watch for the rain this afternoon, snow potential tomorrow, and then really cold this weekend, highs to only around freezing. Diamond Ridge Elementary, thank you so much for having me today. At ABC4 News, we also like to say we're good for Utah. So on the count of 3, can every one of you say good for Utah for me, okay? All right, so at ABC4 News, midday, here at Weather School, we are 1, 2, 3.